Thank you so much for staying with us. You're still here on Wake Up Nigeria. It's time for newspaper reviews now. And on the couch with me, I have Mike. I literally was going to say Senator Mike. Mike.
All right, yeah.
Alpha.
I did, Jerry.
Thanks for joining us. So I have with me the Daily Independent newspaper, The Nation, The Guardian, Vanguard. So I'm moved to start with the Vanguard. And for the major headlines here, we have Nigeria must battle rising food insecurity as priority. We have this from the IMF. And at the top left of the paper, we have Lagos LGAs, huge allocations, little developments. We have that on page 4. To the right of that, we have Apapa gridlock returns. Trucks ignore Sanwo-Olu's directives on page 7. Edo Guba, we have PDP moves to reconcile aggrieved members, holds SWC meeting. We have that on page 29. And to the right of that, at the top, we have Nigerians shouldn't be hungry, insecure Sharia Council tells federal government. We have that on page 8. Why good leadership eludes Africa? Obasanjo, Jonathan Mahama. We have that on page 8. At the bottom of the paper there, we have deadline on NIN accounts linkage. Most banks yet to implement directives. We have accounts without BVN, registered SIM affected. CBN should consider Nigerians in diaspora consumer group. Now, Mike, which of these headlines jump at you?
In the first place, I don't understand why there will be two different numbers that have biometrics on each of them,
exactly,
when both of them could just be harmonized.
Linked.
You understand?
Exactly.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
The these are unique identities in a way of identification, right?
Yes.
But we know that there are accounts that are running this country and have been running right from time without even BVN, even when it was a thing, and we know. Yeah. And then is it there's the SIM registration.
Yeah.
We also know that one that there are SIMs that are running. If SIMs were registered,
as far as that, even the people linked, the SIMs that were, some links, SIMs that got linked still got deactivated.
Still got deactivated.
Yes.
Oh,
so it's like, so what's the stress? What's the hassle? You bar the ones that didn't connect. You still bar the ones that connected. Even now, considering the network issues around, is for me.
Yeah, because I think some
like,
few days back. Some few days back, it was a particular network that had so many issues, and people thought that their lines were not good because they had been sending repeated warnings in such a way that, oh, hey, your line go block, you know, if you make mention of all that. Yeah. We need to get our acts right all through. You understand? Yes, and for this one, and then for you already have a BVN, right? It's already a number of identification, and I'm still trying to understand the rationale behind that NIN linking to the BVN. He's like, come on. You understand? Outside here, there's something called your SSN, your social security number, which covers for everything. Yeah. You understand? And then you have a database for BVN. You have a database for NIN. These things are not so hard. Somebody just sent a message yesterday that, look, I applied for my passport in 1 day or so, in 2 days. Outside diaspora, I got my passport delivered to me. This is something that prior to this time, you go to the embassy in that country for months to try to renew your passport. And then you go over and over again. But now, in just 1 day, someone was able to, 2 days, someone was able to do it. Why? Because of a working environment was created. Yeah. And that was what happening. If you create a working environment, things like this should not happen.
Definitely. I don't know. It's just, and I mean, there's so much to say about this, but let's just go on to the next paper. We have right here, The Guardian, right? For the major headlines, we have consumers switch to used gadgets as FX crisis worsen tech adoption. To the right of that, we have some infographics right there on the left, talking about laptops, smartphones, features phones, smartwatches, smart TVs, refrigerators, and things like that. So on the right there, we have WADA fresh doping hurdles for Team Nigeria ahead of Olympics. We have below that, we have reps uncover fraud in seaports, concessions, summon ministers. We have that on page 20, thereabouts. On the strip there, on the blue strip, we have no country provides equal opportunities for women. We have that from the World Bank assets, yeah. We have alleged dollar bribe, court stops Ganduje's probe. We're on page 5. More food-laden trucks seized at borders as IMF seeks end to hardship. We have that on page 6. Federal government maintains UAE visa ban on Nigerians subsist. We have that on page 3. To the right of that, we have insider collaboration responsible for over 70% of bank frauds, says EFCC. Shara Council urges FG to end hunger and insecurity. So yeah, that's for The Guardian.
UK use. You've heard that thing now. US use.
Yeah.
Did you buy your phone brand new?
There's Nigeria use now.
Did you buy your phone brand new?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. But that was like how long have you used this phone?
About a year now.
A year now. Okay, that's what, as at that time dollar was still well under 1,000 and all that. But at this point in time, when dollar is over 1,005, even though it's been gaining over this. Oh, by the way, did you see that prayer for the dollar to crash? So the point here is that people. The market for what we call, in quote, UK used or US used has always been there.
That's always been there.
But then, like you say, maybe more people are trying to get second-hand products and all. But then there's a big risk with that. Most of these phones, sometimes they are stolen phones. You have IDs that are still traceable. We've had, in fact, someone said something here that I think this happened with somebody who jackpot, and the person went with a, in quote, a UK used phone. I'm telling you, when there were some complications that arose, and then they found out some things inside the phone of the person that was linked to somebody else. Now the UK used made the person then deport them.
Yeah, wow.
Yes. I can't remember the exact details of how and what happened, but it was due to that. So while you're patronizing this UK used or something, be careful.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
Definitely. What papers do you have there, Mike?
I think we don't have time. We just have to round up now.
We have to round up now.
Let's go.
All right, and that's all we'll be taking for the newspaper headlines right now. We have MM standing by in the kitchen right now. MM, what are we having for breakfast?